So let's run you down on the new build since you've seen it since it was a 300 blackout in a MDT chassis. I really just bought that gun for the action, just so that I could start building out the bolt gun of my dreams. So this is one iteration of it. This is a 20-inch 308. Hoping to use this for NRL Hunter and PRS TAC class. It clocks in at like 14 pounds with the suppressor and with all the accessories, so relatively light. Worked up the load for it finally with 178 ELDMs, so that should be way over power factor for NRL Hunter, and it should be supersonic out to 1,000. I might mess around with like 155 grain CNRs or something along those lines, just to maybe lighten the recoil and get some more velocity and pump it out a little farther, but we'll see what happens. I got it topped off with the NightForce SHV 4-14 F1 illuminated MilXT reticle. So far, I love this scope. It is phenomenal. This is by far the best scope I've ever owned. I've had a couple Vortex Strike Eagles. Those are pretty good. Had a couple Athlons, really like those, but just, this is, well, it's just a NightForce, so. Just the name alone makes you look cool. So yeah, I got a practice load worked up of a Hornady 150 grain FMJ boat tails cantilured. I guessed on the powder charge, and it shoots like inch groups at 100 yards, which is awesome for guessing a load. So I'm not even gonna do any load development. I'm just gonna run with it. So I'm gonna do some practice today. This barrel's pretty well broken in. I got my load development all done. So I think it's time to start just having fun with it and get comfortable. Recoil management is definitely something I have to work on. I'm getting better at it, but whew, it's not, if you slip up a little bit, it's easy to not see what you hit. So it takes a little bit of concentration. So today I got targets at 2, 3, 4. And we're just gonna plink around a little bit and see how she does. All right, why don't you guys do some spotting for me? I'm gonna plink away at 400 here. Should be 2.1. So I'm just gonna do it off the bipod real quick first, just to verify. This is a 10-inch plate, so yeah. 2.1 sounds about right. Yep, 3 for 3, so we're calling that correct. That is correct, as Ace Ventura might say. Your boy won some target hit indicators from Hornady at the local NRL X22 event. Okay, now we'll do it from positions. I'm going to go back and forth from 400, 300, 400, so you won't see one of the impacts, but that's okay. Probably set my parallax. I'm still up at like 400 yards, or 100 yards. So I watched a video yesterday. I believe it was Surefire. It was some event that they put on of long-range precision shooting about how to manage a recoil. And that guy was shooting like a big old Norma mag, so let's see if I can't take some tips and tricks from him and make something happen here. All right, beep, 400. Change positions. $300. This is the one you guys won't see. Missed. And back to 400. Yep. So on that one, okay. This is just a little point of view to see what I'm working with. We'll load up 3. Do that same drill over again. I kind of like that one. So 300 is the one to the left with no flasher on it, so you won't really be able to see that. So let's go. Beep. Not doing so hot here. Oh, great. I broke my thing. Still hit it. Cool. Well, 2 for 3. Not bad. Okay, just gonna keep going along. I'm just gonna do 3-shot little groups so I can analyze what I did good and what I did wrong a little more frequently so I don't let things slip away from me. So we're just going straight at 400, switching every single shot. So we're gonna start just kneeling, crouch, etc. Yeah, so let's give her a go. Beep. Really working on recoil development or management. So I got my thumb on the stock and I'm pulling this butt into my shoulder pretty heavy. Trying to maintain that sight picture the entire recoil. Unfortunately, I missed, so. All right. 2 for 3, not great. Pick up our brass before it gets froze. And try 3 more. All right. Yeah. There's one perk of shooting in the winter. It never, I very rarely get mirage. It just keeps the gun pretty cool. All right. I'm going to start over here. Beep. Nice. Nice. Back again. Nice. 3 for 3. A little better that time. Okay, and for my final stunt, swapped out the bipod for a little ARCA mounted front bag. I'm going to try some tripod rear positions. We're just going to do 2 shots, one at 300, one at 400, just to get used to that. So, just like with anything, all gear in hand. So I'm trying to think of, as I set the gun down, you know, whatever. Anyways, beep. Judge the distance a little wrong. Missed. I don't know if I like this. Awful wop. Well, I hit it at the 400. I didn't like it, but I hit it. Okay, well, we lost our mic, so you're stuck with regular audio. So I guess we'll just keep doing this tripod rear thing. I know there'll be scenarios where it's going to be about the only advantageous route, so let's run it back. Gear in hand. Beep. Situated. So I think part of the key is getting a high grip on this and then really getting it tight. Great. Just great. Yeah, that's good. It's probably an indicator I need to keep practicing, but I really don't want to. Like, for example, I know I could just tighten this bag up a little taller and just go from kneeling here like that. I mean, granted, I definitely took way more time on that, but position. Kind of the neat thing about this bag too is you don't. So there's one of those scenarios you got to keep a hand free or something. That's pretty convenient. Or on a really fast round. Anyways, beep. Well, 50%. Yeah, that's great. But I think you get the idea. I feel pretty confident with my blade position and my low position here. So it's trying to get all the other positions. But I mean, I shot 28 rounds of load development, 6 practice rounds to warm the barrel up, and 30 more, so that's about all I got time for today. So we'll catch you on the flip.